So comparing unit prices can help a consumer determine a size or package of a product that is the best value. To find the unit price of a product, divide the total price by the number of units. So find the unit price for the following items. So for product A is $3.96 for 24 ounces. So to find the unit price, it's $3.96 divided by 24. So it's 0.165 because we're talking money. Remember, we need to round to 2 decimal places, not 3. So this is going to be 17 cents per ounce. B is $3.69 for 12 cookies. So $3.69 divided by 12. So again, rounded 2 decimal places. So $0.31 per cookie. So we want to kind of make sure we are noting what the units are here, and that it's not, so we know how much it is per whatever we're talking about. Product C is $25 for a case of 36. I don't know what it is a case of, but $25 divided by 36. So after the 9 are just 4, so we're going to leave it as 69 cents. So here we don't know what they are, so we're just going to say 69 cents each. It says a case of 36. I don't know what it is a case of. Case of cookies, case of water. I don't know. D is $4.99 for 6 muffins, so $4.99 divided by 6. So it's 83 cents each. So 83 cents per muffin.
4 cents left.
And finally, for A, product E is $12.99 for 5 pounds. So $12.99 divided by 5 is $2. And again, 0.598. So that 9 we have to round up. So this is going to be $2.60 per pound. And if you want to abbreviate pound as LB, go ahead. So that's how we do the unit rate. You want to figure out how much it is for each one of whatever it's talking about, cookies, ounces, muffins, pounds, or whatever that is. So for part B here, determine which of these items has the lowest per unit cost and thus is the best buy. Round to 3 decimal places. We're going to round to 2 decimal places because it's money. I'm not sure, unless some of them are really close, then we could kind of compare that way. All right, so product A is $1.99 for 6 ounces or $2.49 for 8 ounces. So same idea here, $1.99 divided by 6. So $1.99 divided by 6 is 33 cents per ounce. Or the other option here is $2.49 divided by 8 is 31 cents per ounce. that tells us this is our better buy.
Miss Rice, your screen's blurry.
It'll focus. There it goes. It takes a while sometimes when I put my arm in front of the camera. All right, product B, same idea, $24 for a box of 10. $24 for 10 or 36 for 15. So $24 divided by 10, which some of you may be able to do without your calculator, is $2.40. Each, it just says a box of 10. Again, we don't know what they are. This one is $36 for 15. So also $2.46 each. So these ones are the same. So this would just be a matter of if you wanted 10 of this product or 15 of this product. Are you going to go through 15 before they go bad? Do you not need 15? Do you need 10? Just whatever, depending on, again, what the product is. Okay. And last one here, product C, $6.99 for 3 pounds. Or $8.99 for 5 pounds. So $6.99 divided by 3 is $2.33 per pound. Or $8.99 divided by 5 is $1. And again, after the 9 is an 8, so we round that up to 80 cents per pound. So this would be our better buy. So questions on how to do the unit price or the what is a better buy before we move on to number 2. Okay. So here on number 2, then it doesn't have all these parts. A retailer bought a product for $22 and sold it for $36. What is the amount of the markup and what is the percent of the markup? So the markup, we talked about this on how retailers or stores set their price. So if they bought it for $22, sold it for $36, how much did they increase the price for? So the markup here, we do $36 that they're selling it for minus the $22 that they bought it for. Is going to be a $14 markup. So that's the amount of the markup. A lot of the times though, they want to know what percent the markup is. So this is the dollar amount. So you want to kind of be careful depending on what the problem is asking. And then the percent of the markup is the increase. So I'll write how we do it. It's the increase divided by original price. So $14 divided by the original price that they paid for it was $22. So 14 divided by 22. So this is about a 6, so it's 0.636, which is 63.6%. Remember, to turn this into a percent, we move our decimal 2 places to the right. Any questions on this? Okay. So next we are going to do the inflation worksheet, exercise 3-8 from Power School. Not Power School, I'm sorry, Google Classroom. So it's here, this one, exercise 3-8. So if you want to print that now, you can. If you want to print it later, that's fine. If you don't want to print it and just want to write it out, you can write it in your notebook. You can type it, whatever is going to work better for you. It does not matter. Okay. So I have it printed here for us. Okay. So this is, let me just write the date. March 1st, period 2. Okay, so what we're going to do here is compare a pay increase to the inflation rate. Assume that the inflation rate for the past year was 4%. You are worried that your pay is not keeping pace with your cost of living. Your average net pay this year is $2,025 per month. It was $2,176 last year. Based on the information, answer the following questions. By what dollar amount did your average net pay per month increase? So this is what it is now. This is what it was. We want to know how much it went up. We're just going to do subtraction here. So $2,225 minus the $2,176 we were making last year. So that is a $49 increase. Okay, and then by what percent did your average net pay per month increase? So we just want to turn this increase into a percent. So same idea, we take the increase of $49 and then we divide it by the original. I'll see if that focuses in just a second. The original is $2,176. So 49 divided by 2,176. $49 divided by 2,176 is 0.0225 or 0.023 if you want. So this is a 2.25% increase. There is another way to do this, and if this way works and makes sense and works for you, do it this way. For those of you that the math part isn't hard and you kind of understand it, the other way to do this, if you did not find the increase first, because sometimes they don't always want the dollar amount increase. What for? I'm in class. I can go in your playroom after. So if you didn't find this first, the other way you could do this problem, and you don't have to write down both ways, it's just to show you, is you could just take the new divided by the old So 2,225 divided by the 2,176. Which you'll see here. If you notice these numbers, again, kind of ignore that 4. These are the exact same, except this has the 1 in front. So 1.0225. The 1 just represents 100% plus some after it. So this part right here, the 225, sorry, is the increase. So you could do it that way as well. Again, not every problem will ask for the dollar amount. It'll just say what was the percent increase, and you could just go straight to this. So that 1 represents 100% because it's still the $2,176 in here plus a little bit more. All right. So here we go. Then we have to fill in this big table. So the government calculates the rate of inflation based on the change in the consumer price index. Remember, CPI measures inflation, and the way CPI is measured or calculated is they look at how much things changed. So the CPI includes many types of goods and services. Assume that on average you pay the following monthly expenses. Based on the information, complete the last 2 columns in the table and then answer the questions that follow. So from this year to last year, the change here, it's just $0. It was $800 for rent and $800 last year and this year. So there's no change, which is also a 0% change. So any of these that were the same this year and last year are just zeros, which is a few of them. So you could go through and fill in all of your zeros. There's a couple more, but you guys get the idea, which is then a zeros over here. Okay, but so here to figure out the change, what you're going to do is you're going to do this year minus last year. So to get the dollar amount change for this column, you do this year minus last year. So here 17 minus 15 is just $2. And then the percent change, that's the same idea up here. You can do it either way. You could do 17 divided by 15 or 2 divided by 15. So if I do 2 divided by 15, this is 0.13333. If I do 17 divided by 15, it's going to have the 1 in front that I ignore. But again, I would just, unless you kind of just want to go through and do that quickly, the percent change to calculate it is the dollar change divided by last year. So this one, $2 divided by $15 is 13.3%. If you just want to write that as 13%, that's fine. Again, this bottom one, you would ignore the 1. Here, $257 minus $250 is a $7 increase. And so then we do our $7 increase divided by the original amount of $250. So this is 2.8%. Remember, you always move the decimal 2 places to the right. You're going to go through and you're going to do it for this whole entire table. Figure out the change. You do it also for the total. So $2,043 minus $2,000. So that was only a $43 increase each month. And then you would do 43 divided by the original from last year's 2,000. So 2.15%. You can round that to 2.2 to be consistent with one decimal place. I'm not too picky unless it specifies. But you're going to finish this table. Then the back or the second page, if you don't have a double-sided printer, you're just going to answer these questions referring to the table. So for which goods or services did the price change by more than 4%, which told us was the inflation rate last year? So you could say, okay, well, water did. There's going to be more than just one answer here. You're just going to kind of go and look through this column and see which of these were greater than, equal to, or greater than, nope, just greater than 4%. What changed by less than the national inflation rate? Basically everything else. Rent, car, so this might be a longer list. Rent, car payment, cell phone, electricity, groceries, internet. All of those are going to be listed here. Which one had the biggest percent increase? Just look for the highest number. How does the overall total rate of change compared to the national inflation rate? Is your pay increasing enough to cover? So here, this is 2.15, or you rounded it to 2.2, where the national inflation rate was 4%. So it is raising enough because you didn't have a 4% increase or higher in your bills. And is there anything you can do to lower the cost of items that increased? So maybe so like right here, water went up. Can you do anything to lower that? Can you do anything to lower your groceries? Anything that went up, is there something you can do? Maybe you're already doing the bare minimum. I don't know, if movies and theaters went up, maybe you want to cut out a movie a month or something. So that's kind of how you fill that last page in. Any questions on that? Okay, so going back to your Google Classroom, this is where we are. So we did do the math. We did we started this inflation worksheet, and I went over how to do the second page of it. Your vocab worksheet is also your homework tonight. Your vocab worksheet is due tomorrow by 3 p.m. So maybe you want to start there. It's right here. It's the same format. It's the matching and then the true, false, and multiple choice. That is due by itself tomorrow. Wednesday, or so then Tuesday, tomorrow, we're going to do this understanding inflation assignment in class. And I'll go over that tomorrow. And then you have a unit rate worksheet for homework tomorrow night that looks very similar to what we did on the Do the Math today. Wednesday, we'll do our Kahoot, and then you will take your test that has to be done by midnight. And Thursday, we will start chapter 4. Friday, you'll have attendance. So going to your classwork real quick. So vocab due tomorrow by 3 p.m. by itself. The reason for that is I will post the answer key tomorrow afternoon so that you can, or after 3 o'clock, so that you can check your answers and then see if there's anything that you didn't get correct before your test on Wednesday. Then you have everything else, the Do the Math we just did, the inflation worksheet, what we're doing in class tomorrow called Understanding Inflation, the unit rate, and then chapter 4. That'll all be due Friday at 3 o'clock. If you have questions about either anything from this week, anything from last week, because we're taking our chapter 3 test, maybe you need more help on this inflation worksheet, I'm happy to stick around and help you on that. So if you have questions, stick around. Otherwise, you are free to go, and I will see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock.